everyone, welcome to Pour Painting with Ron. In today's video we're going to be doing another bloom painting, but this time I'm going to change things up a little bit, and instead of doing my usual swiping with playing cards technique, which you've probably seen in some of my other videos, I'm going to be using a blow dryer, and I'm also going to be using a different colour as my cell activator just to see what happens. Now I'll be using today this 45 by 45 centimetre square canvas, and as usual I've prepared the back. I've used some painter's tape to protect the edges, and I've hammered in some giant push pins just to keep everything off the surface of the table. Now, I've gone through the recipe lots of times before, but I'll just run through it really quickly for you now. If you're brand new, I'll put a link at the end of my video to one of my other videos that goes through the recipe in much more detail if you're interested. But basically, you need a pillow for the colours to sit on and stretch out on. And I'm using just a normal interior acrylic water-based wall paint, just white. You can use other colours if you want to, but I'm using a white one. Then for the colour layer, my pouring medium is a mix of 3 parts of untinted acrylic wall paint. It does say at the bottom that it is untinted, and I'm getting the extra bright untinted wall paint. 3 parts of that to 2 parts of polyurethane varnish. This is Jo Sonia's brand, but you can use polyacrylic as well. Just make sure it's a non-yellowing polyurethane. So 3 parts of the untinted paint to 2 parts of the polyurethane, and I mix that medium, 2 parts of medium to 1 part of the colour. Now the colours I'm using today are all Jo Sonia's colours. So today I'm going to be using some burgundy, a lovely purpley sort of colour. I'm using brushed copper, some naphthol crimson, and some Turner's yellow. I didn't want a really bright yellow, so this is a bit more muted. So Turner's yellow. Then the cell activator today, I'm using Amsterdam paint. Amsterdam brand tends to work the best with this sort of technique. And the colour I'm using is turquoise green. Interesting choice. I think it will look nice. And I'm mixing that 1 part paint to 3 parts of Floetrol. Now, in case you're wondering, this is the Australian Floetrol because I am in Australia. Some people say the American Floetrol works differently, but I haven't really tried, so I can't really tell. But this is Australian Floetrol. So 3 parts of that to 1 part of paint to make the cell activator. All right, let's get started. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you can see the canvas. Quite a large one, so I really hope it works today. First thing I'm going to do is just cover the canvas with a layer of paint, and then I'll put the actual pillow on. So I'll just put on a bit of paint, and I'll spread it out with my palette knife. As I've said before, it's like decorating a cake. Just helps the rest of the project to slide over the canvas. And now before I put the pillow on, I will give it a bit of a torch to pop some air bubbles. Get off as much paint as I can. There we go. Now I'll sort of aim for the middle. Is that the middle? Yeah, close enough. do use quite a lot. I think I end up using almost a litre of paint altogether on this painting, I think. Okay, hopefully that's enough. We'll soon find out. And then I'll just give it another torch. Just to pop air bubbles. Right. Let's see, I'll just move this here. Ooh, now I do have some white on my gloves and I don't want it on my blow dryer, so I'll just wash my gloves a bit and then I'll be back. So I'm back. Now, I may end up with a bit of negative space still left on the canvas. I'm quite prepared for that. That's fine. You might end up with that when using a blow dryer, because it's not, you don't have as much control as you do when you're swiping. Now, I've got my colours in these little squeeze bottles. Makes it easy to apply on the canvas. Now, instead of doing drizzles, I'll make a thingy in the middle. Got some dried paint on the top. The red first. I'll save my copper until last. Then I'll put the, what colour? Turner's yellow. Just lightens up the painting. I will end up with some green, but that's okay. The green when I put the burgundy on. And of course the cell activator. Okay. Now I hope I have enough colour. Lovely purpley red, this one. And then the copper. Now the cell activator is very thin and it tends to sink, so I'll have to be reasonably quick when putting it on. I do want quite a bit of copper. Okay. Now your cell activator is very thin. As you can see, it just dribbles off the spoon. Okay. Oh, blow dryer. Sparkly new one. Now I'll use a low fan, cool, and I'll use the cool button. I'm just blowing it out over the paint. Just need to move my power cord because it's not long enough. Hang on, I moved my camera. We're back. That's better. Okay, now sorry about all the messing around. My cord wasn't long enough and I couldn't reach the other side. Okay, but that's looking interesting. I'll let it sit for a minute or two and then I'll pop it down. I'll bring you down to my swimming pool where we're going to spin it out. Right, I'm just back briefly after washing some implements. It's been about 2 minutes since you last saw it, and the cell or the lacing has really developed nicely in the painting. So I'll bring you down to the swimming pool on the floor of my garage. Very posh place for it. And we'll spin it out and see what we end up with. Right, now if you haven't seen any of my videos before where I use this is my children's swimming pool. El Cheapo one from the toy shop. I think I paid about $18. I've just lined it with a bit of old plastic to catch the paint. And I've put my spinner on top of an upturned bucket just to give me enough room for the push pins and the thick edge canvases. Now I'm just using a banding wheel that I got from the art store, but you can use a Lazy Susan or a paint decorator, anything that spins easily. Now because this is a bigger canvas, I've just put this thin board on top of my spinner just to help support the canvas a bit, and a bit of tape just to stop it from falling off when I spin it around. Right, so I'll just get my canvas and we'll spin it out. There's a lot of paint on here, maybe too much, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Now I sort of want to aim for the middle. I think that's about right. I'll do it just slow spin to see. Not too bad, bit this way. I think we'll see how that works, shall we? I'll give it just a slow spin. Right, looks as though it's going to work. It looks as though most of my yellow and red are down at the ends. Don't necessarily want to lose all my yellow and red, but I'm going to lose a lot of it. How are you looking? Not too bad. I still have a lot of paint on the canvas. So are we looking? Everything's covered. I don't really want to spin it anymore, so I'm just going to lose all of my red and yellow. I'm sure there's still some underneath. But I think that looks quite nice. Okay, I'll just let it drip for a minute or two, and then I'll pop it on the table and I'll bring you in for a closer look. And so here's the painting. Hopefully you can see it. For a first time with the blow dryer, I think it turned out rather interesting. I would have liked more of the yellow in the middle, but the turquoise cell activator is certainly very pretty. Created some lovely lacing effects. The copper will be lovely and shiny when it dries. A little bit of green, not too much. Turquoise and the yellow working together. So what did you think? I think the blow dryer certainly creates a very interesting effect rather than just using the swiping that I've usually been doing. I certainly like to play with it more. Different color combinations, different swipe colors, just to see what happens. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video today. As usual, if you like what you saw, please press the like button. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please take a moment to subscribe. So I hope you have a good week ahead and happy painting.